this show to discuss the intrigues behind the formation of the APC Campaign Council is Comrade Solomon Dalung, Nigeria's former Minister for Youth and Sports. Good morning, Comrade, and good to have you on the morning show.
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. Good morning, Nigerians.
Okay, Comrade, thank you for joining us. Meanwhile, we're told that the president, chairman of the APC Presidential Campaign Council, has recalled that list. And that list, we're likely to have a new one. But a lot of concerns have been expressed already about the list that was initially issued. Opposition parties have also complained, although I added a caveat earlier this morning, that the opposition parties should go and produce their own list for us to consider. And that it is for us, the Nigerian people, to comment on the APC list or any other party's list. Whoever likes can bring us any list, whether stupid or intelligent. But the choice in this matter for 2027 is about the people. And it is we, the people, that can say, well, this is what we think. But what's your own assessment about the APC list or any other list, or what your expectations are in terms of the general overarching issues governing the 2027 electoral democratic process?
Well, thank you very much for this opportunity. The credibility of any transition process begins with nominations of those qualified to contest, and then those that are put forward to solicit support and convince people to support the various candidates. Now, the 2027 transition in Nigeria had actually kick-started since nominations have been completed, and campaigns have also started. Now, of great concern is the list of people saddled with the responsibilities of campaigning for the various candidates. So far, we have the list of the APC, and it has elicited serious concern by Nigerians looking at the characters that populated that list. The chairman of the campaign council himself, the former governor of Zamfara, Senator Abdulaziz Yari, is somebody that on so many occasions he has made so many forfeitures of either properties or monies to the federal government of Nigeria. Meaning that it is corruption, is a corrupt personality. We also have Dr. Edu Betta, who also was removed for corruption, investigated, and nothing is heard of it. We also have a personality, the former NSITF Director General, who also was removed based on corruption. So if you have a campaign council list made up of this personality who have corruption hanging on their necks like the sword of Damocles, then you will question, what does the future look like? What type of government are we trying to put in the future? And what will the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, if elected, looks like in 2027? To me, it seems like corruption will be part of the requirements if President Bola Ahmed Tinubu wins election in 2027, for anybody to be nominated into the cabinet or to head any agencies, you must show your capacity to loot, or that you have previous corruption charges hanging on your neck for you to be qualified to be appointed. This is my take on that list.
Okay, thank you very much. And let's dissect the names a bit further. I'm just looking at an interview that you granted recently about questioning even the source of income of certain personalities, including the DG of the campaign council. You also, now you've mentioned other parties who have cases with the AFCC. But the APC has said that they've withdrawn this list and they are reviewing the list to present another one. What are your expectations for the new list? And what are you, I'd like you to just double down on some of the questions you raised around the source of wealth. Should anyone who would make up the committee of any presidential campaign be scrutinized to the extent of their integrity and the source of their wealth?
Now that they have admitted to review the list speaks volumes on their preparation to lead Nigeria in 2027. It means it is a government of trial by error. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not prepared for the challenges of Nigeria because, having led Nigeria for over 3 years, and with his experiences as former governor and senator, we should not be having this now. Now, this can explain why we have a plethora of fake agencies all over the place. Because, a government that is prepared to take up challenges like the one Nigeria is facing should demonstrate the capacity to deal with the situation. They cannot throw lists of very corrupt persons to our face and then turn around to say, oh, they are going to review it. This is a vote of no confidence passed on themselves. And I think Nigerians should take note of this. Not only the APC, but any other political party that will be found guilty of this type of behavior, Nigerians should note that that party is not prepared to present a presidential candidate, if elected, that will tackle the challenges of Nigeria, period.
Okay, Mr. Dalung, are you saying this because you are in opposition, or you are saying this because you want to say it? And I'm specific when I ask that question. Because in 2019, President Buhari's government that, you at some point served in, these allegations were also leveled against them, that their campaign council was filled with corrupt people. In fact, the PDP leveled this allegation. And you probably didn't find anything wrong in that campaign council then. So is it because you're on the other side, you've fallen out with the APC now, that's why you're saying this? Or is it because you care so much about Nigeria? Which one?
I have been very consistent on my point about the country. It is not about where you stand that matters very much. If we are going to look at issues from the standpoint of people and then evaluate their contribution from that standpoint, we will miss the point. It's not only the opposition that is talking about the situation in Nigeria. We have professionals who have been airing their opinions. We have the media who have been criticizing the government. We have even ordinary Nigerians who have also been using the social media space to criticize the government. So it is about the capacity of the government to deliver on its campaign promises. It's not about belonging to either opposition or not.
But Mr.
I am currently...
Mr. Dalung, you see, and that's why I asked that question,
Yes.
and it's specific. But your criticism now can be deemed as hypocrisy, and I'll tell you why. Then, when the APC had a government, had a campaign council that you benefited from, why didn't you call out the corrupt people on that campaign council when you were benefiting from them? If you had done that then, and if you can show me where you called out people within your party you were benefiting from, you have justification. I'll support you on this one. But then, why did you call them out? That's what I'm asking you. Because I can read out the names the PDP pointed out of people that were corrupt on that campaign council too. Or let's not go there. Why didn't you call them out then?
Thank you very much. I think trying to profile Nigerians on whether they played a role in history and has been unable to act at a particular point in time does not deny them of the right to speak. Like you pointed out, while I was in government, you wanted me to call them out. Of course, as in government, there were channels within which you can call out, you can talk, you can correct things, which I actually did. So my contribution now, or calling out, is not associated to any other malice or intention, but looking at issues passionately and looking at the Nigerian situation. When we were in government, fuel subsidy was not removed. So if a government has removed fuel subsidy and that same government cannot account for the fuel subsidy it has withdrawn, the same government is still asking Nigerians to sacrifice, while the transformation we have is that of the people in government. The same government has borrowed more than 1960 till date, yet there is nothing to show for it on the ground. Of course, we cannot continue to maintain undignified silence because maybe at a point we were expected to call out and we didn't do it.
Okay, comrade, yeah, very good. It's very good that you are now talking about the issues, because our resolve is that this, 2027 conversation should not be about personalities. It should be about the issues. And you've just talked about fuel subsidy removal or, retention of it. Where do you exactly stand on fuel subsidy, on state police? Two issues that are now in the forefront of public conversation. Briefly, this is where I stand on fuel subsidy. This is where I stand on state police. Let's focus consistently on issues, not about APC did this, ADC did that, NDC should do that. Ideas.
On fuel subsidy, I stand with the reintroduction of fuel subsidy, because the withdrawal of fuel subsidy has not benefited Nigerians. Rather, it has benefited the few people in government. They are the only people we can see them transform. The president has transformed from somebody who was very weak in 2023. He is very strong now. He can afford to tell Nigerians that since he was born, poverty has been in Nigeria, so it should not be an issue. So on fuel subsidy, let's reintroduce fuel subsidy, because that is the only thing that benefits the common man. On the issue of corruption, we must approach corruption frontally. This government has no capacity to deal with corruption because it is foundation on corruption. If you look at the nomination of the president's form before INEC, primary school, nil. Secondary school, nil. But he has BSc in accounting. That is fraud. A government foundation on that type of situation cannot fight corruption.
Okay,
and then on the issue of the election.
State police. Yes. On state police is much needed as a contribution to security in Nigeria. But the timing as we have it now,
will not give us the desired results as it is expected. But I will have to commend President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for insisting and pressurizing the National Assembly to have the State Police Act passed. But Nigeria should not expect the benefits now, because it is going to take a long period, even longer than when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be in office, for us to benefit. So let me commend the President for that good job.
Okay, thank you very much.